Hello everyone, I'm Inoshika Madhuvanti. Today I'm going to present multi-temporal satellite and GIS-based assessment of landslide dynamic before and after cyclone Ditwah extreme rainfall. This research was conducted by research of the Department of Geography, University of Sri Jayewardenepura. First we move to the introduction part. Disaster occur when natural hazard affecting vulnerable communities, infrastructure and environment. Landslide, often triggered by heavy rainfall, can cause us significant loss of life, property damage, and environmental impacts. Cyclone Ditwah brought extreme rainfall to Sri Lanka, triggering about 1,200 landslides across all 25 districts and becoming one of the country's most severe recent landslide disasters. To assess these impacts, this study uses multi-temporal satellite imagery and GIS technique to detect the land surface changes before and after cyclone Ditwah. This method provides broader coverage and more frequently observation than traditional field surveys, supporting effective disaster mitigation and spatial planning. Okay, let's go to the objectives. Main objective is to assess landslide dynamics before and after cyclone Ditwah's extreme rainfall event using multi-temporal satellite data and GIS. Specific objectives are to detect new and relative landslide and map landslide location triggered by the cyclone. To analyze the landslide dynamic from spatial and temporal perspective. Another one to compare land use and land cover changes before and after the cyclone. And to assess damage and reconstruction status of infrastructure and analyze key factor affecting landslide. To perform geospatial analysis to identify landslide density, hotspots, and risk map. Let's move to the statement of the problem. Cyclone Ditwah caused widespread landslide in Sri Lanka's central highlands, leading to environmental damage, infrastructure destructions, and socio-economic losses. Existing studies lack an integrated assessment of landslide dynamic using multi-temporal satellite data, GIS analysis, and field observations. Limited attention has been given to the relationship between landslide, land use, land cover changes, infrastructure impacts, and post-disaster recovery. Accurate identification of landslide hotspot and risk zone is essential for effective disaster management and spatial planning. This study filled these gaps by integrating remote sensing, GIS, and field validation to assess the landslide dynamic before and after cyclone Ditwah. This slide shows our study area. Study area comparison three-divisional secretariat. Kothmale in Nuwara Eliya district and the Ganga Ihala Korale and the Udaipalatha in country district in the central highlands of the Sri Lanka. This slide shows the method of data collection. We use primary and the secondary data. Primary data get from the COBO toolbox, household survey data, and the field observed images. And the secondary data we get from the several sources. Landslide location data get from NBRO, UNESCO Wind platform. And the satellite images we get from the Google Earth engine. And the digital elevation model we get from the SRTM 30-meter DEM download. And the administrative boundary layer get from the Survey Department of the Sri Lanka. And high resolution images get from the Google Earth Pro. And the rainfall data we get from the Department of Meteorology in the Sri Lanka. And we move to the methodological flowchart. According to this flowchart, firstly, landslide location data were collected from NBRO, UNESCO Wings, and field surveys conducted by using COBO toolbox. These data were used to create a landslide location map and identify the spatial distribution of landslides. At the same time, Google Earth Engine provided before and after satellite images. These images were classified to produce and land use and land cover maps, which were then compared to analyze environmental changes caused by the cyclone. And next, landslide locations were examined using kernel density analysis and the hotspot analysis. to identify area with high concentration of landslide. And to understand the factors influencing landslide digital elevation model and the rainfall and slope data were integrated with the land use analysis to create the land risk map. Finally, field photographs, household surveys, data, and interviews were used to validate the result and assess the infrastructure damages. By combining remote sensing, GIS analysis, and the field observations, the study provided comprehensive assessment of landslide impact and risk patterns in the study area. Now we move to the results section. This map shows the location of the landslide. In the highest concentration is Kothmale DST and the moderate distribution in Udaipalatha DST and the minimal occurrences in the Ganga Ihala Korale DST. This map shows the land use land cover analysis before Ditwah cyclone. We classified into 6 major classes: water, build-up, barren land, forest, scrubland, and the other cultivation. This map shows the land use land cover analysis after the Ditwah cyclone. The same 6 major classes. This table shows the land use and land cover comparison before and after cyclone Ditwah. We identify several changes. Water area absolutely changes from reduced 2.01, and the built-up area reduced from 0.6, and the barren land increased in 1.7, absolutely 1.7 square kilometers, and the forest cover highly reduced in 20.667, and the scrubland highly reduced in the 5.1. And this line shows what are the factors affecting for the landslide. First one, we get rainfall. Rainfall intensity is moderate until 26th of November, and after 26th of rainfall is gradually increased again, and it's become lower after 29th of November. Second one, elevation. We identify most landslide happen in the high elevation area. Most of the time, higher area have steep terrain and more rainfall. High elevation also experience stronger gravity pulls on loose materials. This slide shows the elevation diagram, Ulapane, Thavalantana landslide area and the Ramboda Horawanguwa landslide area. Another one, slope. We identify the steep slope, the high risks of the landslide. Gravity pulls, soil and rocks go down more strongly on a steep slope. This map shows the risk area analysis. The risk map was created by combining 4 layers: slope, rainfall, land use, and the elevation. And this map shows the kernel density analysis. According to this map, Kothmale shows the highest landslide density, while Udaipalatha has a moderate level, and the Ganga Ihala Korale low density of landslide. And this map shows the hotspot analysis. In map, identify the Kothmale is the main hotspot area with a strong clustering and very high vulnerability. And Udaipalatha shows the mixed pattern with moderate susceptibility, while Ganga Ihala Korale has low landslide activities. This slide shows the assessment of physical condition of infrastructure in landslide area. This shows the Ulapane area before and after this cyclone. In Ulapane, the landslide use mainly included transportation infrastructure and commercial activities such as the railway line, main roads, vehicle sales. After the disaster, main road was reconstructed. And this slide shows the Thavalantana area. Thavalantana area mainly consists of residential and the land use and transportation infrastructure. The landslide destroyed the several houses and part of the main road. At the present, the road and electricity supply have been restored, while some houses and water supply system are still under reconstructions. And this slide shows the Ramboda Horawanguwa area. Ramboda area included residential settlement and infrastructure facilities. This landslide buried in entire village and disputed the road, electricity, and water supply system. We move to the conclusion part. Landslide occurrence after cyclone Ditwah were highly concentrated in the Kothmale DST, while Udaipalatha shows the moderate susceptibility and the Ganga Ihala Korale recorded comparatively lower activity. Land use and land cover analysis revealed a decrease in forest cover and a significant increase in barren land, indicating substantial environmental disturbance caused by landslide. And the heavy rainfall, steep slope, and high elevation were identified as the primary factors contributing to landslide occurrence. Risk mapping, kernel density, and hotspot analysis confirmed that most landslides occur within high-risk zone, particularly in the Kothmale area. Field observation showed severe impact on houses, road utilities, livelihoods, and local communities, with some infrastructure still under reconstruction. Overall, the study demonstrated that geospatial technology provides a reliable approach for assessing landslide impact and improving the future disaster preparedness in Sri Lanka as well as the world. These are the recommendations. Focusing mitigation effort in high-risk area, especially Kothmale, through the slope stabilization, improved drainage and reforestation. Enforce land use planning regulation to limit development in landslide-prone zones. Develop a GIS-based early warning system using rainfall and remote sensing data. And the strength community awareness, preparedness, and disaster response capacity. Continue regular monitoring with GIS and satellite imagery to support risk management and sustainable development. These are the references. Then thank you.